beat the station
That's
in LA,
next.
but you know
That's
what I'm
what's
saying?
next.
That's why we don't play this anthem no more.
That's
'cause
what's
it's just
next.
specifically
All right.
for LA. But
Live.
now, you know what I'm saying?
We are live, baby.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
You think it's a classic?
It's a classic. It's a classic hip hop record. What other
giving you guys
rap record
beginning.
has this many dope MCs
This
on
is
it?
how it starts.
It's a
You ready?
classic. Another wake up show.
Another wake-up show.
Classic. I'm pulling with my niggas on the wake up show.
Angie.
We kick a little
T.
something for the radio. I'm pulling with my
What's up, my
niggas on the
people?
wake up show. We kick a little something for the radio. Check it.
Hey.
Tune it up. It's the corrupt novelist. Nas
Start
involved
with
in
a
this
funky
live.
beat.
This radio
Johnny.
wave slaves thrive inside of this wake up show flow. Hip hop's alarm clock, the bomb spot. Mellow with ganja that makes my eyes turn
Justin.
yellow. She reclined on my left sofa.
I'm coming
However,
for you,
close to
Justin.
9 p.m.
Coming
Joe
for you.
Briggs, King Tex, I could just see him on the 1 and 2, son. My blunt and crew pour the rum 92.3. Number one in the slum, representing TJs. Sways the whole C, police the most. What a collaboration. See, I'm comatose, no smoke, just knowledge, and I'm born once more. It's the beat that blesses the street deep in the 9-4. Hip hop's last prophet henceforth in existence. The 92.3 megahertz will exert radio waves to slaves for a phenomenal distance. Electrons to hear the slice through cheeks so you can hear some slum literature. Consider it will numb your eardrum, kid.
Peaches.
Sleeping like a latter day.
Call you
Saint for
Peaches.
swaying
Talk.
King Tech will wake you up on Saturday. 9 to 12 verbal junkies overdosing Joe Quicks to get you fixed to the mix and then them ghosts win. And
Tammy.
slap you with the lethal doses of medicine. So wake up with organizing the brethren. King Tech Joe Quicks better than your last fix. Severing whackness with sway the host
Be
of
careful
our
driving,
facts.
T.
Baby dogs frontin' so
Put that
Saturday
phone
night
down.
open. Hopping on the 101 time scoping 92.3 degrees.
Marlon's in the house.
Down smoking Prince Poe blows up from LA to Hoboken. I'm out. Yo,
Woo. I like listening to that music, you guys. I could just keep on rolling with the music. All right, T, thanks for checking in while you're driving. Put the phone down. You won't get to see my pretty face as much, but you stay safe, okay? Be careful. Good morning, my people. Good morning, good morning. It's another beautiful day on the road to 1 million. Everybody's here, present and accounted for. You guys are so consistent. I appreciate you. Thanks for showing up. This is fun. I mean, obviously, we're having kind of a good time, right? I know I have a good time every day, and obviously you guys keep coming back. It's not just because you want to do me the favor, right? You must be getting a little something out of it, and that's what I hope. That's my goal. I want you to get something out of it, and I'd be able to apply it to your day. Hey, D, welcome, welcome. Listen, I'm Daron Campbell. I'm your real estate mentor, sales guru, the guy that's going to show you how to navigate the road to 1 million sooner rather than later. This is the road to 1 million. I'm Daron Campbell. I'm your real estate mentor. And welcome, my people. Welcome. We're headed to the top, and we're going to do it together. We're going to do this together. You know, people who want to join us, invite them. Go ahead and share the page out if you want to. Everybody's welcome. You don't have to be in real estate sales. You don't even have to be in sales. Hey, D. Taylor. Tammy said, shout out to D. Taylor, our newest superstar. That's what I'm talking about. D, welcome, welcome, and welcome. Glad to have you. Welcome to the road to 1 million. This is where we accelerate our skills and get on the road to 1 million so that we can get there faster than we otherwise might have. This is where we sharpen our tools. We get our skill set developed. This is where we learn how to apply these principles, how we get better at our day-to-day, and then how we lever up. And those are the keys and the building blocks that are going to take us to 1 million a lot faster. Hey, Lydia, welcome, welcome. Listen, I'm glad you guys are all here. It makes me feel good. It gives me energy. If you can tell, I'm a little low on energy today. So you guys are pumping me up. I love it. I love it. All right, Ange, always consistent, Ange. All right, my people, let's start like this. Let's start like this. I got a little concept that's the simplest thing in the world, and we forget it every day. What? What do we forget every day, Darren? I don't forget stuff. You know what you forget? You forget how big the world really is. What? What are you talking about? I know the world's big, man. I went to Europe last year. The world is big. No, you don't remember how big the world really is. Let me explain to you why you keep forgetting, or how you keep forgetting that the world is huge. It's not just big. The world is huge. And we let technology and television and the internet and the telephone convince us erroneously that the world is small and that everybody is accessible like this, and that everything we know, everything we see on a daily basis must be everything there is. Tell me you don't get caught up in that. Tell me, what's up, Karen? Listen, I know you get caught up in it. You think, let me tell you about yourself, you think that what you see on Facebook is like the whole world. You think that what's happening on the local news and on your Facebook feed and on your itty bitty Instagram list, you think that that's the whole world. And you're so caught up in that whole world that you forget that the world, Lupe, is huge. The world's huge. Can I hear huge, Marlon?
Huge.
It's huge. The world is freaking huge. Let me explain how huge it is. Let me just roll with me for a second. Okay, I'm gonna give you my world and tell you how big the world is relative to my world, okay? Let's start like this. I am currently in Los Angeles, right? And Los Angeles is a pretty decent sized town, wouldn't you say? Yep, second largest city in the United States. That's a pretty decent sized town, right? How many people do you think are in Metro Los Angeles? What's that number? It's like 7 million, right? Metro Los Angeles has about 7 million people when you combine the San Fernando Valley, LA proper, and then all the little towns around that feed off of LA and exist because of LA, but they don't call themselves LA. Okay, add them all together, 7 million people. Do you know that I can absolutely make millions of dollars dealing only with the 7 million people in Los Angeles? Now, wait a minute. What are you talking about, Daron? Los Angeles is 7 million people. Does anybody out there think I can make my entire road to 1 million happen just in Los Angeles? You think I could do it? You think I could do it with an audience of potentially 7 million people? Is it possible? Daron, can you make $1 million or $2 or $3 million on this little bitty place called Los Angeles off of this population? You think I could squeak by on 7 million potential clients? You think? I think so. I think so. I had my best year. Let me tell you about my best year. My best year in real estate sales, where my GCI, my gross commission income, approached $3 million. And guess where all those clients came from? Not only did they all come from the state of California, not only did they all come from the county of Los Angeles, not only did they all come from the city of Los Angeles, but they all came from the San Fernando Valley and the west side of Los Angeles. So squeeze it all down, and all my clients who put almost $3 million in my pocket in a single year all came from a geographic area that might be what, 8 square miles? What are you talking about, Campbell? 8 square miles? Where's the fireworks? Marlon's slow on the fireworks, ladies and gentlemen. But blow some shit up, Marlon. Listen, the bottom line is I made 7 figures in an 8 square mile area. Do you hear me, people? That means every one of those clients lived in that little bitty area called West Los Angeles and the San Fernando Valley. No, and I don't even mean the whole valley. I looked at where my clients lived and where I sold that real estate. Right there in that little box. 7 figures in that little box. Now, let's just stretch it out a little bit. So Los Angeles has 7 million people. And then, wait a minute, hold on. The state of California at last check, and I didn't Google this today, but at last check, I think had about 41 million people. 41 million in a state, in a single state, 41 million people. And you think you know everything that's going on in the world because you're on Facebook every day. Well, you must know everything. You must have it all figured out. You must know where all the clients are. You must know where all the money is You must know what all the trends are, right? Because you're on Instagram and you're on Facebook. You got it covered, sister. You got it figured out because you got 1,200 friends on Facebook and 15 followers on Instagram. You got it all. Go do it, boy. You don't understand. The world is huge. Okay, let's jump outside of California. Wait a minute. 41 million in California. You got access to them. You could sell to them. But wait, let's jump to the United States. Did the United States bust 400 million yet?
Sure.
Let's see. Marlon's going to check the population of the United States of America.
327 million.
327 million potential clients for you in the United States of America. Let's think about that. You still think you got it all figured out? You still think you know everything that's going on? You still think you know why everybody buys and why everybody sells and why nobody's doing anything? You still think that you can't make $1 million with 300 and how many? 27? There's 327 million people out there, and I contend that the average payday in this brokerage game we play is about, let's call it 15,000 bucks. Do the math. Who's got the calculator? Angie, you're always quick on the draw. If you have, Marlon, get out your calculator too. In order to make $1 million, divide 1 million by 15,000. Somebody do that math for me real fast. It's probably going to be something like 70 or something like that. I don't know. Wait. $1 million divided by $15,000 is what? Come on, my mathematicians. Come on, hit me with it. Here comes mine. 66. Okay. If you only made $15,000 per transaction, you'd only have to do 66 transactions to make $1 million bucks. Wait a minute. 66 transactions. That's 66 people. How many people do we say are in the United States?
327.
327 million people. You only need 66 of them to make $1 million. Now, what's your problem again? I can't figure it out. All right, let's go to a bigger platform. How about the world, Marlon? How many people are in the world? This is going to mess you up because you think you got the whole world figured out. How many people in the world?
7.53 billion.
With a B, give me some fireworks. Kaboom! There are 7.3 billion. I want to use a bad word just now. There are 7.3 billion MFs on planet Earth, walking around loose and free, just walking around waiting for you to sell them something. Okay, you mean to tell me that there's 7.3 billion people on the planet, there's 327 million people in this country, there's 41 million people in this state, and there's 7 million people in this city, and you can't find 66 of them. I quit. I quit. You can't find 66 people out of 327 million. You see, I'm making real fun, and I'm teasing you guys to make a point. We're sitting around in our little bitty world thinking that the whole world lives in this same little box with us, and you got your same 1,200 Facebook friends, and you got your little circle of the 8 or 9 people you spend the most time with, and you got your little brokerage of people in the office. It's all 27 of you that work regularly, and you got your family. There's only 32 people in your whole family that you speak to, probably another 10 you don't speak to, and then there's all those other ones that you don't really know. They live back east or down south somewhere. There's all of them, but you think that's your whole world. You think that's the entire world. Man, I know these 1,200 Facebook folks, and I got those 15 Instagram followers, and I got my family over here, and I got the people that live in my house, and then I got the people that visit on the weekends. And that's your whole world. Do you think that's the whole world? And you can't figure out how to make $1 million bucks. But I just told you what the numbers were. I just told you about 327 million people that share this country with you, and you only need 66 of them. Now, somebody with the calculator whipped out, this was an easy one. Get ready, Angie. If you only need 66 closed transactions in 12 months, divide 66 by 12 for me, somebody. Somebody do it. It's going to be 5.7. Somebody give me that number exactly. Give it to me. 66 divided by 12. How's the trigger? How we doing? 5.5. Marlon's slow, but he's a little quicker than Angie on the calculator. 5.5. What's the 5.5 signify, Daron? What is the significance of that? Ladies and gentlemen, 5.5 transactions per month gets you $1 million. And that's assuming your paycheck is only $15,000. How many people out there have made a bigger paycheck than 15 grand on a transaction? Hello. How many people know that if they sell $1 million house, the payday is usually much more like $25,000 or $30,000? How many people know that if you sell a $2 or $3 million house, the paycheck could approach $100,000? But let me tell you something. I just broke it down for you. You only need 5 transactions a month. You only need 66 transactions in a year. You got 327 million people to choose from to talk to about it. And you can't have 10 conversations a day? You telling me that? Is that what you're telling me? What's my favorite new saying, Marlon? Don't be what?
Lame.
Don't be lame, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be lame. Please, I'm begging you, stop being lame. Stop giving yourself excuses. There's 327 million people outside your door waiting for you to talk to them about, hey, Mr. Potential Buyer, my name is Daron C. Campbell. I'm the hardest working man in real estate. I want to tell you about why you ought to own real estate. I'm going to tell you about why you ought to own more real estate. I'm going to tell you why you ought to own a whole lot of real estate. I'm going to tell you why that ugly house you live in right now, you need to sell it and let me sell you a pretty one. Let me tell you how real estate goes up year over year over year over year. So whatever you own, you need to upgrade it. You need to add to it. Because if this house here made you 200 grand in the last 4 years, then the next house is going to make you $500,000 in the next 4 years. That's why you need to be selling. That's why you need to work with me. That's why you need to grow your real estate portfolio. Mr. Seller, what the hell are you doing? You ain't selling? What's your problem, man? Are you crazy? That should be your reaction. That should be your reaction. When you call somebody up and say, Mr. Jones, when are you going to sell your house? And he goes, what are you talking about? I'm not selling my house. You should drop the phone. Bang! Don't break your phone. But then pick up your phone and say, what you talking about, Mr. Jones? What you talking about, Mr. Jones? Are you crazy? I mean, act with some shock and awe. Say, wait a minute. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? What is the problem? What do you mean you're not selling your house? I mean, how would people respond if you acted with a little shock and awe like that? Like, what? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're not going to sell your house? What's wrong with you, sir? Are you sick? You expect you're going to be dead pretty soon? Are you terminally ill? I'm sorry if I called you. You're on hospice care right now? Watch him get offended. Wait a minute. What are you talking about? I'm not sick. No, I'm perfectly fine. Well, sir, you can't be perfectly well if you're not thinking of selling your house and upgrading to a bigger one. I can't understand what you must be thinking. Do you know what real estate has done in the last 11 years? Do you know that we had 111 straight months of increase? Do you know that real estate has gone up 112% in just the last 4 years alone? Excuse me, Mr. Jones, did you say you were feeling all right? Or you just have been you've been trapped in your basement for 4 or 5 years and you just didn't know this was happening, right? Is that what it is? Ladies and gentlemen, of course I'm being extreme and being silly, but I'm not. How can we have trouble selling in a world that we live in? How can we have trouble convincing people to buy more real estate, sell the real estate they have, let you upgrade them, let you trade them up, let you increase them in a world like this? Imagine. What do you guys think we are, Lebanon or some shit? This ain't, I don't mean to disparage Lebanon, but I'm here to tell you. We live in Southern California or the United States or Atlanta or, we got people all over the place. Texas, Justin, back east, Atlanta, New Jersey. We got all those kind of people here. You all live in the United States of America. Real estate has done nothing over time but go up. We talked about this yesterday. You might have a 1 year or even a 2 year setback, but then what happens? It bounces back and it goes up higher than it was before. Excuse me, which part of this real estate thing is a bad deal? Anybody know? And if you don't have that kind of conviction when you talk to somebody on the phone, when you knock on somebody's door, when you bump into this fool at Starbucks saying, oh, I don't own real estate, man, too risky. What the hell are you talking about, man? That's how you ought to react. What are you talking about? Too risky. What real estate do you know that's not in Lebanon or Beirut? Beirut is in Lebanon, right? I'm not trying to pull rank on Lebanon today, but I'm just here to tell you, real estate continually goes up over time so that you can speak with conviction that real estate is a good place to be. More real estate is better than less real estate. Bigger, prettier real estate is better than uglier, older real estate. You have a reason to talk to everyone about more real estate. Oh, no, we're fine. We're good. We're just going to stay put right here. Are you out of your freaking mind, Mrs. Jones? Are you out of your mind? Real estate goes up over time. Why don't you own more? You got $400,000 in equity in your house. Are you out of your mind? You need to take $200,000 of that equity and buy a bigger house. You need to take $200,000 of that equity and buy a rental property. You need to take $300,000 of that equity and buy an apartment building. Mrs. Jones, what is your problem? Ladies and gentlemen, instead of trying to be some microeconomist and predicting the market and this month the market's gonna go down 4%. Oh my God, get out of that. Get out of that. You need to see things in a little bit more of a macro world. And what do we know about real estate in the macro world? There's no need to worry about timing. It all goes up. How much did your parents pay for their house, ladies and gentlemen? Come on, tell me it's when your parents bought their first house. Anybody on this podcast, broadcast, Facebook Live, who can tell me that when their parents bought their first house, fast forward to today, that house is worth less than your parents paid. You tell me that, and I'm gonna give you $100 bill. Come on, anybody who could do it, anybody who could tell me that, I got you. I got $100 for you. Marlon, give me $100. No, I won't make Marlon pay. But listen, think about it like that. You tell me over time anything about real estate that's not in a war-torn country that has gone wrong. Tell me. See, you guys are sitting around trying to time the market and advise people about here's what's going to happen this week, here's what happened this quarter, here's what's happening next week. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a secret for you. Over time, real estate wins. And people that you discuss real estate with ought to understand that real estate wins all the time, every time. The only thing that gets people in trouble is when they put themselves in boxes that make them have to make a move in a particular time and space. See, so if you get a loan that you couldn't afford in the first place, and then that loan changes on you, or that loan becomes due, or you thought you were going to sell it sooner than you could, and you couldn't afford it in the first place, that's how you get into trouble. But buying real estate at a number and a set of terms that you can handle and hanging on to that real estate for as long as is necessary is a 100% foolproof plan. Do you hear me? So tell me you don't have something to talk to everybody out there about. And we just decided that there are a potential 327 million potential clients in this country alone. We'll talk about taking over those other countries next week. But this week, it's the United States. It's 327 million people that ought to be buying more real estate, and they ought to be buying it from you. Oh, but Darren, my license is only for the state of California. Okay, smart ass. 41 million clients out there for you. How about that? 41 million? You got 41 million potential clients. Call them up. How about you call 10 of them today? Am I asking a lot? 41 million, I want you to talk to 10. Problem? No. What do I say to them? I just told you what to say. Get some more real estate, people. Mr. Jones, sell that house and get a better one. Mr. Jones, there's a better neighborhood right around the corner. You should be in that one. If your house went up 40% over the last 6 years, Mr. Jones, what do you think a bigger house would do over the next 6 years? Hello! Stop trying to be Merlin. Stop trying to have a crystal ball. Stop trying to predict the future. there's only one thing that you can predict, and that is that real estate goes up over time. Period, point blank. That $24,000 my parents paid for that first house, I guarantee you that's now the down payment on that house, not the total purchase price. So, any questions? Anybody got any debate for me? Anybody disputing what I'm talking about? Exactly. You don't. You can't. There is nothing left. You need 66 transactions, you hit $1 million. You do slightly larger deals than that, you might be able to do it in 30 transactions. I think I hit $3 million on 36 transactions. Why? I chose to do slightly bigger deals. Well, let's you decide where you're at and you decide what you want to work on. But ladies and gentlemen, get out there and talk to some people. Everybody needs to talk to you about real estate. And if you can't have the conversation, then you don't want the $1 million. You want the $1 million, Marlon?
Sure.
If you don't want your $1 million, Marlon will take it, ladies and gentlemen, because I ain't giving him mine. So decide where you live, decide to get aggressive, decide to talk to 10 people, decide to do 66 transactions this year because it's doable. It's only 5 a month. It's only 5 a month. What are you waiting for? Darren, it's mysterious. How do I get to $1 million? Hey, 66 deals, ladies and gentlemen, 66 deals or some derivation thereof. Get on it. Talk to 10 people today. That'll get you talking to 50 people this week. That'll get you talking to 200 people a month. And that's 2,400 people a year, and you only need 66 of them to say yes. This church was good, ladies and gentlemen. This is hot. This is hot.
Wake up show, my
We're having
genetic
fun.
makeup,
It's Wake Up Show.
130 pounds of beef.
It's Wake Up, get real, people. This is real. It's state. Get real with
Protect your
it.
neck and wear a bulletproof vest on your tonsils.
I'm Daron Campbell. I'm your real estate mentor. And I'm gonna see all of you.
Tech and Joe Quicks on the mix. Spinal meningitis ain't as stiff as the rip of brass cast out slash like racist crackers with whips. Come equipped, you're losing your paraphernalia. I'm a hip hop apostle singing the gospel like Mahalia Jackson. Each Saturday, 9 until the break of dawn. Put cocaine on my tongue, you got crack, now rock.
We had fun today, right? 66. 66 deals. Get on.
I'm with my niggas on the wake up show. We kick a little something for the radio. I'm fooling with my niggas on the wake up show. We kick a little something for the radio.
Saturday night, get live, set it off right, swing with my peeps king. Tech your pass the mic and turn the up tier. You hear the speaker blow, red sky, it's 9 o'clock. Time for the wake up show. To the breaker, you think I'm a say doing what I say. Ain't cousin mom, sweet sway, my word is born the one flying out the main street, doing it right with your quicks on the mix.
I'm just letting the music play for a minute. I'm just making it great day.
It's 9 o'clock p.m. 92.3. The beat begins to rock hip hop non-stop. You know in LA on Saturdays, check the sway.
Set your clocks for the unorthodox hip hop that drops 9 to midnight. Can check and sway. Yo, those kids is tight in the mix with Joe Quicks. The verbs spits verses with the purpose of dropping curses like a 666. Fat snares and dirty kicks to get you open. From Watts to Oakland, it's that broadish that's thought provoking. Spoken words precise like a laser. Crossroads and the wake up show will get your party shaking like a pager on silent mode. Yeah, 9 to 12 Saturday nights. Fool, keep the episode.
Wake up, show, and you can tell I'm not spitting it in no muffled style, no silent screams, just wedding rings to swings, and sway takes king. Technique and ability and a little agility from Joe Quicks. Hey, Jay-Z,
all right, that's it, people. I love you all. I'll see you at the
Put
top.
on 92.3 while you're beating scoops. I'm in coops, bumping into missions on a twat. Swoops at